Hello there, friends and followers, and welcome to this Explain 11 video. We are currently situated at Fresno, California, one of the closest places to my heart in the US of A, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Quest Kodiak by Thranda Designs. I have reviewed the Quest Kodiak by Thranda Designs here on the channel about 3 years ago, and since then many new updates have been introduced into the aircraft which warrants another review. So without further ado, let's get started. We will begin as usual by taking a look at the 3D modeling and texture work, and suffice it to say that Thranda Designs creates very high quality aircraft for X-Plane 11, and this Quest Kodiak is a true rendition of what the aircraft looks in real life. The 3D modeling is spot on, and the amount of details is absolutely commendable. The texture work is of the highest quality. If you look at the connecting points here with the different aircraft parts, the blade, the reflective materials, the overall 3D modeling is simply exquisite. I really like what they've done in this 3D model. The amount of details, if you look here at the tires, at the landing gear area, the propellers, the static element, everything really has been done to perfection to give this aircraft an authentic and highly immersive look. We can say exactly the same things about the interior 3D modeling and the texture work. As you can see here, the actual texture work is quite detailed, all in high resolution. The reflective material, the application of PBR, really a very authentic look based on the footage that I've seen of the aircraft. Everything is really modeled to look exactly like the real aircraft. The flight yoke, all the equipment aboard the aircraft is again modeled to perfection. Really to create a highly immersive 3D environment in this Quest Kodiak. A full 3D passenger cabin has been modeled, and this aircraft also comes with a cargo variant. Let us now take a look at all the features that ship with the Quest Kodiak, and please note that this version of the aircraft includes the expansion pack. We're going to bring up the control panel here, and from the control panel in the General tab, you can see that we have two modes of operation, realistic and simplified. The realistic mode of operation will force you to use proper engine startup logic to start the aircraft from its cold and dark state. The electric tug gives you the ability to push back the aircraft. The window and panel reflections can be toggled on and off for performance. You can start this aircraft from its cold and dark state or with the engines running. You have the option of including the GPU for ground power unit. You can also toggle the covers. You can toggle all the doors. As you can see here, we can remove or add the static elements. And you can see here that the engine is actually modeled, and it looks pretty much like the real aircraft with some variations, but overall it looks pretty similar to the real aircraft. You can also toggle the cargo pod down underneath the aircraft here. You can toggle the doors as well, as you can see on this side. Of course, you can toggle the chocks and the brakes, all exterior lights and interior lights on or off from within the control panel. Let's go ahead and close the doors and remove all the tie downs and all the static elements. When you go to the livery section, you will be very pleased that there is an option to create liveries on the fly. To do this, we can simply go here, and now you can start painting the different parts of the aircraft using the selections here: roof, hood, and stripe, upper stripe, middle, and so on and so forth. And you can change the colors here, and you can also change the registration number and simply click on apply to change the aircraft. As you can see now, we have changed this livery on the fly to this selected livery here with the registration number Q8Pilot, which is my favorite registration number. Also, you can, in the weight and balance, you simply with a mouse wheel, you can add the weight and balance. You can add payload, passengers, cargo, and you can increase the weight of the passengers here, or simply just set it to 0, which means there's no passenger sitting in this specific spot. And you can simply just say load, and it will load your configuration if you have saved something previously. From the camera system, you can again look at different, I have X camera enabled, so those presets will probably not work. But if you click here, you can definitely cycle through all the different camera presets that have been defined for you. Audio is where you control the audio of the aircraft, and you can set the aerodynamic volume as well, so that you can control the sound of the wind when you're actually flying. In the miscellaneous section, you can actually toggle the type of tires, and you can also toggle the mud flaps. So as you can see here in the back of the tire, let me turn it back on, as you can see here, and the tires as well, so different type of tires. You can change the skis, if you will, if you are going to land on an iced runway. You can also change the configuration, as we've seen previously, to a cargo versus passenger configuration. Also available on this aircraft is the synthetic vision, which is something I really like on this aircraft. And you can also toggle between the STEC 55 as well as the Garmin 1000 autopilot devices on board the aircraft. So the time has come for us now to start the aircraft from its cold and dark state and take it for a short spin here around Fresno, California. All right, let us now start the aircraft from its cold and dark state. Let's see if I can remember how to start this aircraft. We're going to go with the battery, avionics, and we're going to turn on the fuel selectors. Look at the synthetic vision there. Looks really, really good. Okay, and we're going to click here. The sounds of the switches are okay, but what I really like are the engine sounds, which are, again, recorded from the real aircraft. Okay, let's start with the fuel pump on, ignition on, and starter. We're going to watch the NG rise, introduce fuel. Listen to those sounds. And mixture full rich. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a good start on the engine now. All right, so what we can do now is we can starter to off position, ignition off, and fuel pump to the off position. We can turn on the generator and the alternator. And let's actually turn on beacon, taxi lights. All the lights are on and we are good to go now. Let's bring the yoke back and let's release the parking brake. tell you, this aircraft is a bit heavy on frames. So let me bring up the frame counter here. Yeah, as you can see here, the frames are 36, 37 frames, but normally I'd get better frames with other aircraft. So really beautiful rendition by Orbex of Fresno Yosemite International Airport. That's the Fresno terminal, and they modeled the parking area beautifully. The area right after the terminal there. All right, let's go ahead and make our turn. All right, folks, we are ready for departure. Okay, let's give it power. Listen to those engine sounds. Beautiful. All right, and we're going to rotate at about 80 knots. Rotate. Synthetic vision is absolutely gorgeous. Look at that. Brilliant. Now, the aircraft flies okay in my view. I've looked at a lot of footage of the aircraft in actual operation, and I've also looked over the comments from my previous review. And there are some folks who did not really like the way this aircraft flew for some reason. But it's definitely very fluid. Look at the synthetic vision, it's just absolutely gorgeous. I'm not going to climb too much. All right, let's make a turn here to the left. Turn to the right. You know, it flies all right. It's pretty fluid. I can't really, of course, vouch for the actual flight model. Let's bring up some lights here. There we go. The sounds are amazing without a doubt. All right, let's head back to the airport, and while we're at it, why don't we just idle the aircraft completely? So here are my scores thus far. In terms of the 3D modeling and the texture work, I give this aircraft a 9 out of 10. In terms of the features and the control panel layout, the user friendliness, I give it 8.5 out of 10. And then in terms of frames and performance, I give it a 7 out of 10. Fun to fly, I give it another 8 out of 10. Yeah, overall, my assessment of this aircraft, it's about an 8 out of 10 altogether for a general aviation aircraft. And considering the price category it's in, it's definitely an 8 out of 10. Fun aircraft to fly if you like the Quest Kodiak. I think it will definitely bring some enjoyment to your flying experience in X-Plane 11. And if you like, you know, those type of planes, and you like to fly from, you know, islands and small remote areas, then definitely this aircraft is for you. Right, we're gonna bring it back here and land. Give it some power. I like the sounds of the flaps. Okay, and flaps are full. Watch our trim. The synthetic vision is just wow. Really, really well done. Very nice indeed. Well, the aircraft flies all right. It flies like any other aircraft. There is really nothing special about, you know, the flight model. Of course, something I cannot really comment on, but just from experience flying a lot of general aviation aircraft in the sim, this one seems a bit rigid, but that could be just my experience. Overall, it's a fun aircraft to fly. I give it a final score of 8 out of 10, and definitely I would award this aircraft the Q8 Pilot seal of approval.